Their guns, air compressor we're missing.
Back, so I can't do what I wanted to do this
Tarp,
morning.
wheelbarrow, ladder. All right.
David put a
We look set.
pin in that dog.
So 7 o'clock before breakfast is even served, we are ready for our first job on Wednesday. Is today Wednesday? It is, isn't it?
I think it is. All day
Tuesday
long.
was the longest day of our lives.
It was.
How long have you lived here?
I've lived here since 75. I started renting in 72 and I bought the South Bend home in 75. 75.
And how much damage did you get from Katrina?
Well, I got my roof.
Just tell them to come back.
Most of my roof. And it rained on it. I didn't get a flood in the water. I got rain in.
Your water came from overhead, not
yes,
rising water.
Yes, sir, it did. Yes, and when the light came back on, I got a power surge and I lost my washing machine and my stove, and my refrigerator is not properly working. Yes, and I got some leaks in the den and the ceiling. I got to paint it, but I hadn't got anybody to do it yet.
Yeah. But this group has been working on it the last 2 or 3 days. I know, painting the outside for you, and
they did a tremendous job. They pressure washed it straight to the pressure wash and all, you know. Then they primed it and painted it. They just didn't come and slap the paint. They did it all.
Yeah. So, but you still have some work inside that needs to be done.
Yes, but that can go. As long as I got this done, it's just a blessing.
Well, we're glad that we can help you.
And I'm so blessed.
Were you at home during the storm?
I wasn't living in this house. I was down the street at my daughter's house. Sure was.
So, well, we're glad that we can help you,
and so glad that you all
we'll tell the story to other people, and maybe we'll get some more people that are willing to come in and assist us on the coast in our recovery and rebuilding project.
Okay, and I sure thank you all. And
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you.
This is the second season we're going into. Now, there are people, yes, that's, when you talk about the possibility of another hurricane, a lot of them who have always stayed and ridden them out were now saying that, no, we'll leave. We're not going to stay. We'll leave town. A team that comes to do any work needs a cook, and they've got one here, Bob Jones from Centenary Church in Greensboro. And this is what, your third trip down?
This is my third and fourth trip now. Third. The fourth one's coming up.
Yeah, and he may not be too good at digging ditches and painting houses, but he knows how to cook, and he does a good job of feeding his team. Anything you would like to say?
Well, I want to say this is the best experience in the world for anybody that's never been down on a mission trip to help these people. It's the best reward they could ever hope to have, because they need it, and I've never seen people more appreciative in my life. And I've never seen a pastor in my life that's put as much in it to it, David, as you put in it. And I don't see how you've done it and kept your sanity, but you've done one fantastic job, and we all love you to death. You know that.
Well, thank you.
And we appreciate you having that communion with us each time. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, well, somebody, and I want you to know, this is not my idea to ask a lady how old she is, but one of her team members said we need to ask you how old you are.
80 years old.
80?
In February. Going on 81. And you know what? I'm going to make it to 100.
Good. I am too.
Okay. We'll have one together.
We'll celebrate together.
Exactly. We will.
But it's good to have you here, and this is not something that just young folks can do. We have people, so far the youngest one we had was celebrated his 2-month birthday with us, and he went to the job site every day with his mother and daddy. And the oldest one so far that we've had was a little lady from Upper Peninsula, Michigan, that came in here in February of '06 leading roofing crews. And she called me back in the late summer and wanted to know if I was needing anything, and I said, we're doing drywall, and she told me right quick, I don't do drywall, I only do roofs. And Katie was on the roof every day, driving nails with a hammer, and she is 85 years old.
Can you believe that? How wonderful.
And has when she came to us, this was her 70th or 71st mission trip she'd been on in her life. So
that's what causes her to live. That's her life.
It is a reward. It is a wonderful experience to be involved with volunteers.
Yes, it is.
From all over.
Yes, it is.
Basically, I try to have an idea of what we're going to be doing from the working with the volunteers, and now I'm doing most of this by myself with. I do have two people who help me a good bit. Pete Elridge, who is one of our members, and then our youngest son.
Let me say one thing. Danceville Methodist Church has been absolutely fantastic to the folks from Greensboro, and we thank you, David.
You are most welcome. I think this is another David, but all great men are named David.
That's right. That's right.
Tell us who you are.
I'm David Silman from Greensboro, North Carolina, and Centenary United Methodist Church, same place from Lindy. And we're enjoying it down here very much, and we appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, and they have been painting some of this team all week. They've painted at the church, and now they're painting over this house. We were delayed this morning because of rain. You're Callie's mother, aren't you? And they tell me you're 94?
Help, Mama.
Oh, that's awfully young. I would have thought you were about half that age.
Yeah.
But you went through Katrina also.
That's right.
But we're in the process of getting you back in where you all will have comfort again.
Yeah. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
Well, you're still feeling good.
Yeah, pretty
Good. She loves the sunshine. Some of us look for the shade, and she looks for the sunshine. So,
I was raised in the country and all the sun.
I was too, but I still like the shade. But maybe I've been out of the sun too long.
Oh, my.
I know what it's like to chop cotton also and pick it and plow mules. I've done that. Thank you. But I get up in the morning with a pretty good idea of what's going on, and then you have a day like this when you've got thinking about the Christ Church team finishing up a room and its roof, and it starts raining. Then you have to go back and start looking and seeing if you can find anything meaningful for them to do while they wait for the roof to dry off. And luckily we had a sheetrock job we could move into, and they're doing that, and probably tomorrow, if the weather holds, they'll try to go back and finish a roof that they need to do. But I try to plan the day out, and then also with other things that's going on, the hospital visiting, visitation, and all of that still goes on, and time to talk to people and do those sorts of things. So
we had plenty. We had I brought a lot with me, actually, so we were fine.
If you get a shot of this side, this has been nicknamed the leaning house. It's not leaning as much as it was. Had a group out of Roxanne, Illinois that worked on it first, and now I've got Bill Thomas and his crew from Mount Pisgah that's in here working on it, and they think they go leave in the morning, but they've got a final inspection this afternoon, and they can't leave until the last thing is done. Bill has been here before, and it's great to have he and part of this crew that's with him is back for a second time. And if you could have seen this Sunday when they looked at it, and I think most of them shook their head, not sure that there was any hope for it, but it's beginning to look a little better. And I'll let you go ahead and cut that. Do you not? Is their leader, Bill Thompson.
How you doing?
We're glad to have you with us, and want you to come back.
Well, I'll tell you what.
We ain't let you leave though this time yet.
Hope I can bring this crew with me.
Yeah.
I'm proud of them.
They've done an awesome job. Plus, they worked on another one that probably was a little better than this, but it was a challenge. And Bill wanted protection as he traveled, so he brought his associate from Mount Pisgah with her, and we're glad to have you with us, Kristen.
It is a true blessing to be here. Unbelievable what our group has done over the past 5 days. The way that we can help others and give back what Christ has given us.
Well, we'll let you stay over another week or 10 days.
You tell my senior minister, who's out of town now, for me to stay over.
And we don't have to go to church Sunday because he's not there.
Wrong.
That's right. If you'll keep her down here, you'll have a good excuse not to go. Watch the steps.
Tell people what the famous trailer's purpose was.
Let's get where we can look at one. I don't know if this is where the family lives here. Part of them's living in this, and part of them in another one behind here. These are the FEMA trailers. And for those of you who run RVs and all, these are nowhere near as comfortable and luxurious as a normal RV. It's very tight, and when you put a family of 4 or 5 in there, it gets really confining. And some of the trailers got into this area quickly, and some of them did not. So it's hard to say when they arrived. But this is where the DeFlander family lives, who owns the home here that we're working on. And they've been there for some time. Here Mr. Flander is now.
But anyway, my husband had laid down first. And I told him, I said, well, I'll be in there in a few minutes. And so by the time I got ready to go in the bedroom to lay down, so I got up and went to my door to see what was going on, started on the porch for a while. So there wasn't no water nowhere except for the rain. So when I did go lay down and I fell asleep, it was a drop of water hit my husband on the forehead right here and woke him up. He put his foot on the floor, water was up to his waist. And he woke everybody up, told us to get up and get out, and we got to get out of here. So I ran to the front door, opened the door, water started gushing in, trying to find a way out. So I kept on looking, couldn't find a way out. So finally, there was a dry spot up there where the store is.
Yeah.
And that's where we walked through all the water, got through all the water, and the dry spot up there. And this black man came through on a truck, picked all of us up, and carried us to a church. The water was on the top of the hood when he was going through all the water. So it was amazing. It was a mess, I tell you.
Yeah, this area was hit hard with water, which is not normal.
Right. I never know that it happened like this.
Yeah. And a lot of the people who have lived here went through Camille, which happened in '69, and they got no water, and they thought, if we can go through Camille, we don't have anything at all to worry about. But when Katrina came in, and with the storm surge and the way it pushed the water up, and of course Highway 63 has been built since Camille was through, and it served as a levee, and the water didn't have as much open space to spread on, so the only place it had to go was inside our homes and buildings. And on an average in this area, the water probably in most of the houses was anywhere from 4 to 5 foot deep.
Well, we had 9 feet out here. It was 9 feet of water out here when we did get out, and found out we had about 9 feet of water.
Yeah, but inside the houses, it was 4 and 5 foot deep that time. So we thank you, and we're trying to get your house ready before you can get back in it.
I appreciate it.
Before long, I hope.
Well, it's going to work out.
It's closer now than it was last week.
It sure was. A whole lot closer. And I thank y'all for it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts?
I'm loving it. Loving every bit of it. It's looking better and better.
Oh, good.
We had a lot to do ourselves before the storm came,
Yeah. Well, hopefully by the time this group leaves here, they'll be pulling out tonight, and we'll try to get somebody in here then following them to do some more of the finished work. And hopefully before long we can have it where you can move back in, and you and your family will be in here then.
That would make me so happy.
Tell us where you're from originally.
Latvia.
That's even further away from Mississippi than Greensboro, North Carolina, isn't it?
It is. Just 4 times more, probably.
Okay. He is an exchange student living in Greensboro, and I believe you told me you're a junior this year?
Yes, junior in high school.
Will you be going back home to do your senior year?
No, junior. This year doesn't count for me.
Oh. Commitment.
What?
Commitment.
Yeah.
Come and do this and then go back and do it all over again at home.
Yeah. But anyways, good experience.
Yeah. What do you think about your trip to Mississippi?
It's fun. It's fun.
Have you enjoyed this week?
Yeah.
Worked? Well, many of them are, it depends on whether they've ever been here before or not. But those like the group coming with you all from Greensboro, they've been here, they know what was here in September, October, November of 05, and they know what was here at different stages of 06, and now they see the progress. But there are a lot who come in and say that we didn't know until we came, even though we saw it on television, we did not think that it could possibly be that bad at all. So it is, I guess, a learning experience for many of them to come in and really see what is here and what's going on.
What do you think when you came home and saw all this?
A disaster. I was just like, too much.
Where was the water in your house?
It came in from the back and the front, and due to this canal that's on the side of the house, it does a drain well. And my house sits up on the hill. You wouldn't think the water would get in, but it got in just enough to wet up everything.
Just up a foot or two, or?
No, up foot, down at the bottom.
Yeah. Wow, it cost.
And then the mold started growing, just a foot. If you see in the front of the house where the green area was, it's right up under the windowsill. So that's more than a foot, isn't it?
You think you're going to be able to sort all that out in there?
Oh, yeah.
It looks to me like it's going to be some crying times.
Oh, yes.
Where you saw the greens gone.
Yes, in front of the windowsill.
Yeah. All right. Well, tell us about it. We'll go up front here. And we assumed that all of this material that was in the back, on the side, everywhere, you wanted out here.
Yeah.
You didn't want to pick through anything. This wizard tractor front you didn't want, right?
Used to be a ride lawnmower.
All right. Isn't that something? All your mattresses, box springs, cabinets, everything in them just all went.
Furniture.
All right.
Dishwasher, washer and dryer, all that had water in it.
Can't save any of it, huh?
No.
Okay. Well, you got any instructions here, or thoughts about the roofers up here on what to do?
No.
You think you're doing it right?
Yes. Leave it up to the men.
Okay. Well, look, how about you trimmed your...
Yes, I'll push.
So in here, these guys, they put insulation behind here. You didn't have insulation. So they put insulation in this, so it's going to be a lot warmer. Or you lose less, gain less heat.
Hey.
Whoa! Whoa!
I appreciate this. That used to be my pantry.
Okay.
Stay here.
Uh-huh.
And pantry was here?
The whole area.
So what are you going to do now?
I want to go around with just cabinets.
So cabinets to start over there, and run all the way to here.
Well, that'll look good, yeah. And then put your stove here.
It's going to be what?
My stove and a little piece of
Okay, so that's all. That'll be filled up. You don't need anything built in. Okay.
Now, where's your refrigerator going to sit eventually?
Here.
Okay.
Now I've been here, will be 2 years in June, and they've been 2 great years to me because I have been involved shortly after I got here with the Katrina coming through, and I've had the privilege of meeting lay leadership and clergy leadership out of every jurisdiction in the United Methodist Church. And through all of this, it has renewed for me the fact that we are brothers and sisters together. And we become divided at times over issues, but Katrina has had to bring us together with a lot of things, and we set aside all of the pettiness, and we come to serve and do what we can do to help. And I've met some great people that I would have never met probably in my life, because I would not have been in the North Carolina people I might have met through events at Junaluska, but people out of Pennsylvania and Virginia, out of Kansas, Washington, Alaska, just to name a few that have been here, that we've had the greatest support coming through the Dansville Church with people from North Carolina and Pennsylvania. They've sent in the greatest numbers of teams. The largest single team we had came out of Kansas City, out of Olathe, Kansas, with a great group of people. They had 70, I think, here. They brought their children with them, and they all worked. So I've seen church groups come together, and church groups from different parts of the country come and spend a week together here. And by the time they left, you would think that they'd grown up together, been childhood friends, and had spent their life in close proximity. It's renewed for me my, whole love for humanity. I love working with people. I love to be with people. And I love to know that something that we're doing is more than just words that fall and have no real meaning probably later on.
All right, let me show you all what happens in Mississippi when you become the hands and body of Christ. Nothing like on 80-degree days going up on a roof with the roofing crew. So part of the joys of being down here is getting to experience the heat and the glory on top of a roof. Nothing like being here with the Christ Church roofing team. As we see, we have all of our professionals here. Of course, Dr. Craigie taking the official cushion seat while working in the valleys. But the most important thing we learned while we were here on this team working on this particular roof, you have to have a doctor with you. Not Dr. Craigie, but Dr. Mike Moser of the Roofing Gun. It is truly what Mike is doing here is honestly artwork. With Mike being the experience that we have here, there's certain areas with him working in the valleys that only he can do. We're leading the support the best we can, and so it honestly does look like we're standing around doing nothing, but we're watching a man that is got a talent here. And for Mike to be able to use his own talents that he has learned from his daddy over the years. He has his own construction business, rebuilding business, and then to be able to come on these mission teams with us and use his talents for the glory of God and helping our neighbors in Mississippi here in Moss Point. It's incredible. As you can see from the roof, when we first arrived, there was no pile of debris at the end of the street. Now, as you can see from this one house, you see everything that we have been able to accomplish.
I am picking up small pieces of shingle and going crazy picking up small pieces of shingle.
I don't think there are words that can adequately express my feeling of thanks and gratitude to everyone that's been here. We have been so richly blessed by the volunteers that have come, by the volunteers that are here now, by the volunteers that are coming in weeks and months ahead. I have actually two groups that are coming back that have been here before that's coming back in November. And I don't know the words to really say how to say thank you except to just say thank you for being here. I know what it is to give up time with family and travel great distances at your own expense, and sometimes not real sure what you go find when you get there. It's a little better now because we are 18 months away. You will find that there are places that you can go eat. The grocery stores are open. There are other things available to us that were not available 18 months ago when the first volunteers came. But I want you to know that you go leaving here, you will always be a part of us. We will always consider that you are our family and want you to know that we love you and thank you for the time you've given to us on the Mississippi coast.